Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Christy Wilbert. I'm the Vice President of Medicare Offerings here at URL Insurance Group. And today we're going to talk about making the leap to independent agent. So this webinar was designed for agents that are either captive or they're thinking about coming into the insurance industry, and really a top 10 reasons why I believe that you should do it. And it's the best move that you're ever going to make. For those of you that haven't joined us before, I'm just going to walk you around your screen a little bit. You should see myself here live with video and then the slides here. There should be a chat box on the bottom right of your screen. Go ahead and click on that now. It will open up a little tab where you can chat with me. So there's a public chat room. There is a presenter tab that only I see actually. And then there's a private tab. So if you'd like to message me privately, you can do so in there. Along the top, there's a spot for Q&A if you have any. And my handouts are there as well. So our slides today are created on a flyer if you want to print it out and keep it for you. Okay, this is going to be recorded today. It will be available under our library on our website. If you've missed any webinars that you'd like to go back and watch that we've done in the past, you can see them there as well on our website on our library training center. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to start out with some warnings. My first one is don't fall into the captive trap. And I know a lot of people can be very successful being a captive agent. What do I mean when I say captive? If you don't know, is a captive agent is somebody that only sells one carrier. So you don't necessarily have to sell one product. Some carriers have multiple products under that umbrella, but it makes it very hard to be competitive. So when you're selling, it definitely doesn't have to do with price comparison. It just has to do with, selling that carrier and that product specific, which can be very hard to do. If you're not rated the cheapest in the market for, let's just say, life insurance or auto insurance or something like that, it can be a harder sell to sell the brand and the name over the price. So to be independent, which on the other side of the spectrum is to offer multiple carriers. So you can go based off of price, which can be very helpful. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be the cheapest price. Us as the agent, we have the experience with each of the carriers that we work with to know the pros and cons of each carrier. And just because maybe they're $2 more expensive or cheaper, we can explain to the buying customer why it's worthy of that extra $2, because you're going to get so much back in the brand and the product that you're selling over the cheapest carrier. So having the flexibility to be independent and work with multiple carriers and pricing can be a really big opportunity for you to be more successful because you're offering multiple things. Partner with the right people. Obviously, if you start out captive and then you switch to independent, in most cases, you are going to lose your book of business. There are situations where you can purchase that book of business so that you don't have to start out from scratch being independent. And we can talk about that independently. If you have more questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. But basically, partnering with the right people will give you an opportunity to earn 100% of your commissions, meaning that they're not taking a portion of your commission. I know a lot of people that start out in this industry start out in life insurance, for example. And I'm not knocking on any of those big name companies that do that. I think that's a great opportunity to start out and give you a little taste of the business. Most of them have amazing training opportunities and train you very well how to do your job, not only in the life insurance market, but usually in MedSup as well, because they go hand in hand. And they give you good sales training techniques, which can carry you the whole way through your career. So starting out that way is very common. We have a lot of people that start out with a captive life insurance carrier, and then, they kind of, you've used up all of your opportunity you could there. It might take you 2 or 3 years, but then you decide, hey, I'm not really in for this making half of the commission anymore. I want to make 100% of my commission, and I want to start building my book of business and getting renewals. We get a lot of that, people coming to us in those types of situations. So partnering with right people, again, is just making sure you're getting 100% of your commissions, you're getting great agent support. Are they helping educate you, train you? Are they being a good resource? When you have questions, are they answering their phone for you so that you can be most efficient in your daily job? That's what partnering with like an FMO like URL can do for you. You are a true independent agent. You're building your own book of business. We are just here to provide marketing support, agent support, co-op incentives, so money to help you advertise, all kinds of good things. So definitely do your research on your partner. And there's opportunities to go under an agency. If you're the type of person that doesn't want to be, you want to be an independent agent, but you want to work with an agency that's already established so you don't have to really start from scratch, you have that opportunity as well. And we can get you in touch with some pretty successful agencies, no matter where you are, because we're nationwide, and get your foot in the door. So again, reach out if you want to make any of those first steps in conversations. Okay, so let's be honest. The number one thing, or at least the top 3 things that we're always thinking about, is income. Income and insurance is wonderful. We are on the top 6 list of jobs that can make you a millionaire, because it really just reflects on your eagerness. I mean, how much do you want to work? What are you capable of? That is, the sky's the limit. Your dedication and effort directly correspond with your earnings, right? If you're keeping a primary job and you want to do this part-time, you can do that, right? You can start out working nights and weekends and go visit your clients and be very successful doing that. A lot of people do start off that way before they transition into quitting their full-time job and taking this on full-time. Would I recommend that? Absolutely not. I feel like if you want to be successful quickly, you want to jump in with both feet, head first, however you want to say it, because what's going to get you to be the agent that everybody calls and sticks with is being very responsive. So if you have marketing out there and clients are calling you based off of that marketing, and you're at your career full-time job all day and you're not answering your phone, they're going to move on to somebody else who does answer their phone or get back to them in a timely manner. So not having that flexibility is really going to be a hurdle for you when you start out building your business. But income potential with being an insurance agent is really, really huge. And, really important to everybody when they're selecting their careers. Business growth is number 2. So there's just so many different ways that you can go about being an independent agent. Like I mentioned before, you can be a single person, start an LLC, which is going to be my next webinar, by the way, so register for that. And really just work independently on your own and be extremely successful. The top 5 actually producers that we work with that every year here are single individual people. They don't work with anybody. They work for themselves. So you have that option. You have the option to actually build a business and, employ individuals, or you have the option to go work under somebody. And again, so many opportunities for business growth and succession planning. So if you're building a business for yourself, you will continue to get renewals over time, which I think is one of my next slides. And that carries something that you're building year after year that you can give to a child, to a relative. They just have to carry an insurance license, and they can continue to get your renewals way past the time that you retire or that you're gone, that you pass away. And even speaking about retirement, if you don't have somebody you want to pass that book to, you could sell it. You can sell it to other agents. You can sell it to agencies. You can sell it to FMOs like us that will buy it and take on your clients. So really the opportunities are endless for you. Job flexibility. This is a huge perk. I mean, you always hear work-life balance, right? And does anybody really ever have that? I'm not sure. But with being an insurance agent, you are your own boss. Nobody is dictating how you spend your time. It doesn't have to be in an office setting. You can work from your home. A lot of our agent partners work from their car because they're driving from appointment to appointment and, running appointments at the kitchen table. And maybe when they get home at night, they're making sure all of their paperwork is done. So it's really, how do you want to schedule your day? Every day doesn't have to look the same. Every week doesn't have to look the same. You can work from anywhere. You can really go to Florida if you want for 2 weeks and work while you're in Florida. Remote work has been more and more, even in the everyday business world. So why not with an insurance agent? And we do have technology and support there for you to be able to do enrollments over the computer or over the phone. So that should not hold you back at all to be able to do what you want and be where you want to be. Again, we're nationwide. As an independent agent, you can hold licenses in all the states. It doesn't have to be one state or another. Just because you live in Maryland doesn't mean you can't sell to people in Pennsylvania. You just have to hold that insurance license. And you get to pick your coworkers, right? A lot of people do end up working with their spouse. It's just the nature of the beast, or family members, because you usually know somebody in your life that's close to you that would do really well in this job as well. So, the ducks flock together, I guess they say. Okay, dynamic industry. This is so true. Insurance is very dynamic. There's so many different lines of business. You have people that have their securities license. They sell annuities. They sell life insurance. They sell group health insurance. They sell Medicare. There's Penny, the ACA market. There's home and auto insurance. There's commercial. There's liability. There's workers' comp. I mean, literally the list goes on and on and on. Are you going to be an expert in all of those lines of businesses? Probably not. Can you sell all of it as an independent? Yes, absolutely. And, we have connections here to put you in touch with all of those different lines of business, to either sell them yourself with carriers or to partner with different agents or us that can take some off of your plate for you. What also makes it dynamic is the rules and laws are always changing, which can make it really fun. It keeps you interested, gives you opportunities to shine with trends. If you're a person that always likes to be on the up and up with what's going on politically and with the news, this is definitely the industry for you, because things are forever changing. And there's always things that are announced that actually never even happen. And then everybody has to revert back. But it keeps it very fun and fresh. So leadership, if this is something that's important to you, it is to me. I went to school to be a teacher. I wanted to teach people for the rest of my life. I went for mathematics, actually. It's definitely not my strong suit, so I think that's very funny. But I get to teach every day in my job. I hope to be teaching you something new right now. And with our agent partners, we're always talking about marketing and trying things that are new. If that's important to you, this is the job for you, because it's not just a sales job. There are lines of business that require you to have sales skills in order to sell something to a person, but I specifically focus on Medicare, and to me, it's not a sale. It is an educational opportunity. The individual does have to purchase a Medicare policy. It's just which one are they going to pick? And we're here to educate them on which one looks like it will be the best for their situation. I feel like it's kind of the same with PNC, auto insurance and homeowners insurance. It kind of is what it is, and you need somebody to educate you, and everybody needs to buy it. It's against the law not to have it. So that requires less of a sales technique and more of an educator role. So you have opportunities to not only be a role model in the community, in your line of business, with other agencies and businesses in the area, but also mentor. Like I said before, you have an opportunity to build an agency, and that could be being a mentor for somebody in your community. That could be you having a mentor, if you like to learn by example. I'm sure we could put you in touch with somebody if you'd like to drive around with somebody or see how they operate their agency. We have a conference every year at the Hershey Lodge, and one of our guest speakers is going to come up and talk about how he started his agency, because he has 10 agents under him now. And that is an obtainable goal, and we'll talk about how he got there. So you can mentor others, and you can inspire and employ people in your community, which is a great way to show leadership. Helping people. This is on my personal top 5. I know I have it as number 6, but everybody wants a job where they go home at the end of the night and they can put their feet up and they feel good about it. Definitely in the insurance market, you'll have, calls coming in all hours of the day and you don't really get to turn off, let's say, but you always feel good about what you're doing at the end of the day, because you truly are helping somebody get peace of mind by the products and services that you're offering. Insurance is something people hate to pay for until they have to use it. And then it somehow saved them from a huge catastrophic financial loss, right? The people that had to use insurance in the past and had a good experience with using it are always really happy that they've had it. So you get to feel good about what you're doing. Security. The insurance industry isn't going anywhere. I earlier listed like 20 different lines of insurance. Even if one line does go somewhere, I'm sure not all 20 of them are going to fall down by the wayside. It plays a real critical role because you as an agent, because you're a trusted expertise. I don't think in Medicare that they would ever be able to self-enroll. There's ways now that clients can go out to Medicare.gov, or they to quote themselves and see what plan they believe would be the best selection for them. But I don't think they truly will ever feel comfortable into actually pushing that enrollment button on their own without speaking to somebody. They want to talk to somebody about who has knowledge and who can guide them to make sure that they're even quoting themselves correctly, and what they're processing in their mind to be the best plan is actually the case. It's not like a Geico or Progressive with auto insurance, where you can go out, you can look at your deck page and see what your coverages are and just compare apples to apples and, I'm going to pick that plan and I'm going to cancel my other auto insurance. To me, that makes more sense because they kind of know what they're getting, and it says right there in front of them that they're comparing apples to apples. So they're confirming themselves. Social. So this is definitely insurance. Being an insurance agent is definitely for those that are a social butterfly. I just find in my experience that they do a better job at this, because it's not for somebody who just wants to sit behind their desk and hope the phone rings. That's not what's going to happen. Sometimes the best lessons in life are through failures, and maybe that's something that needs to happen to you before you need to get out there and experience the world and meet new people and get involved. Really, the successful insurance agents are, in all the clubs. They're in a referral club that meets once a week for coffee through business-to-business referrals. They joined a country club. They're going to lunch every day, and they're a regular at 5 different restaurants, and they talk to the bartenders and the waitresses, and they get involved in their community. Every time there's a senior expo, every time that there's a farmer's market, they're there. That's what your goal should be, is to be as involved as you can be in your local community and to be social. We kind of touched on this before, but the insurance market is challenging. So if you're that type of person that likes to be constantly challenged, to learn new things, to be successful, this is a great idea for you. Because there's new opportunities for growth in all the new lines of business. So if you're sick of selling life insurance, you just don't think it's for you anymore, you can learn a new business. Start selling Medicare, start selling annuities. You can easily pivot to be an expert in a new line of business. And if you partner with the right people, again, like URL, you have somebody to help you constantly learn the new lines of business. Could you do it on your own? Sure. I mean, there's YouTube out there. We're on YouTube. There's videos you can watch to be an expertise. You can read articles after articles. So however you learn best. Feeds those that desire continuous knowledge learning, which I already said. And last but not least is the sky's the limit, right? You're the only person that can get in your own way. With Medicare specifically, we have CMS that regulates what we can and can't do. And I like to say that you get to follow the yellow brick road, right? When Dorothy steps off the yellow brick road is when she gets into trouble. She does meet some of her best friends along the way, and she's very successful in the end. But you really just get in your own way, right? So we have it easily set up. We have turnkey marketing pieces that you can use to be successful. They have worked. They are proven to work. So a lot of that fear of stepping outside of your comfort zone and leaping into being an independent agent should fall to the wayside when you partner with the right people, because we don't want to let you fail, But again, failure, you learn the most through it. So there's going to be pros and cons to doing this. I just hope that I've interested you in becoming an independent insurance agent. I feel like it's truly one of the best jobs in the world. Just to give you a little background, I did this right out of college for about 10 years before I then went to go work for an insurance company as an underwriter. And all of my background has brought me to where I am today. So I don't regret any of it. I love insurance. And I hope that you feel free to pick my brain, because I'm here to have any conversations that you wish. No matter what your situation is, I'm happy to listen and give you my advice on starting this as your career. So I appreciate your time. I don't see that we have any questions. But like I said, reach out to me if you think of something. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day.